Hi, I'm Ravi from Autowave. In this video, I'm going to show you a brand new feature released by Obdstar, which is supported on the G3. So this is for MQB, all keys lost, to calculate sync data without the requirement for a third party. Now, we'll go onto the device and show you exactly what it can and can't do. So the sync data can be calculated when you read various bits of data from the vehicle, such as the instrument cluster, the transmission module, and the ECU. So if I scroll to VW, so VW, Audi, Skoda, Seat, if I press enter, so if I go to manual select system, I'll go to VW first of all and go to MQB meter, all keys lost. Now, as you can see here, once it loads the data, obviously you need to be connected to the server. It's a free service. There will be no tokens. You can do up to 3 sync calculations a day. And you see the menu here, you've got read the data, calculate sync code, make dealer key, and program key. So if I go to read data, you got the 4 modules where you require the data from. Now you can read the data using another device, for example ACDP. If you wanted to read the instrument cluster, you can do it that way. You can read it using any device as long as it's not encrypted, and load it into your Obdstar, and you can still calculate the sync data using Obdstar. So if I go to read dashboard IMMO data, for example, these are the supported versions. So many supported versions, and this is being added to regularly. So if I go into, let's say for example this one, you've got a couple of options. So if I go to the guide, it tells you on the guide exactly what it will and won't do. It refers here to the C406 adapter because that's a new adapter being released, which we'll do another video for. And it's got exactly where to solder onto the board. As I said, you can use other devices to read this data and load it into the Obdstar. Obviously there we've got, it says parse IMMO data. What that's actually doing is just loading the data in, and it will calculate the immobilizer data. So if I go out of there and go to the ECM data, you've got various ECUs that are covered. Now you can use something like the DC706 to read this data. You can use the functions within this device, the G3. You can add the ECU functions on here. So if I go to, let's say for example, EDC17, select MP001, which you get with the Obdstar G3, it will then show us exactly where to pin out. Connect to the server. So see the connector pin out, it shows us where we would pin out to on the plug of the ECU, and then we can read the data. Obviously we press connect and read the data. It has got a guide here which shows you what you can and can't do with this ECU, but this is supported. So once you've read your ECU data, your dashboard data, dependent on the transmission. So if I click on this one, it will say this does not have an immobilizer. If I click this type of transmission, the DQ200 G2, select OK. You've got on here the picture of the module, and you've got on here the connector pin out as well. And also what Obdstar do is they do various connectors. So you see you can get this 7-in-1 connector kit. It's got all the connectors here on the end, and this will have the connectors that are specifically for transmission control modules. So once you've read that, you've got all your data within the device. You also can read your ELV data using either the adapter, which is being released next week. So if I just click into there, it's got the new adapter, it has a guide. Alternatively, you can use the collection cable, which will simply be a simple connector. So you've got 2 methods of reading. I'm just going to click now out of there. Once you've got that data, you can calculate the sync code. So if I go to bladed key, obviously if we had read all of our data there, it will calculate the sync code, press start, it will go through, and then you can put your keys in an all keys lost situation. So this is a new function for the Obdstar G3. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and what we'll do is when the new adapters come out, we'll release another video to show you them in actual use. Thank you.